Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and good morning or good afternoon. Um, I just have something to say, and I want to share it with you guys because today I was blessed with the scripture, Proverbs chapter 16, verses 9. And it states that a man may plan his way, but it's God who orders his steps, right? And sometimes you look at a scripture and then you go back and it'll bless you so much because I want to encourage somebody today that may not know what path they're on, or they may figure that they do know what path they're on and they plan their whole life out. And I want to say that whatever path that He has for you, it's going to be the path that God has for you. I don't care. Now, you should plan. Who shouldn't plan? You should have goals and visions, but I'm just saying it is God that is ultimately going to order your steps, right? Um, And what amazes me about God is sometimes we're so worried about what we're going to be and what are we going to do and where we're going to go. And sometimes your life can change in a moment. When I say a moment, it can change in an instant. Okay? Some things are planted in our souls and our hearts that we don't even know that we have yet. There are gifts deep down buried that have taken root in our spirit, in our soul, that God hasn't even exposed, not even to you yet. Isn't that amazing? When I chose my career path, I didn't even choose it. Me and my sister have a very similar story. One of my sisters. And I'm not going to go, she's going to tell her testimony, and I'm not going to go too deep in it because she has a lot of testimony to tell. But all I'm going to say is when I chose my career, I didn't even choose my career. I was living my life. My daughter was young. I wasn't even thinking about advancing. I just was like, whatever. Like, I'm just trying to get by. But one day I woke up to one of my other sisters, it's 5 of us, knocking on my door. This wasn't even her personality. Every day she would come to my house. I wasn't even driving at the time. I was a very late driver. She would drive me and say, we're going to register for school. We're going to do X, Y, and Z. And I was like, why is she doing this? This is not even her personality. But it took for God to use my sister, which when I'm telling y'all, this is not her personality. This is one of my sisters, to come to my house every day to get me out of bed, to say, we're going to do it together. We're going to advance together. And she's like, I don't care if I got to come over your house every day. We're going to do this. And something went off in my head like, okay. So once she got me out the door and got my mindset, I was like, oh, I can do this. So look how God used her to help me and to bring something out of me that I really had to end up having a passion for, that really was ordained for me. Because this particular career, people would always tell me, like, you need to go back for this. You need to go back for that. And I just let it go in through one end out the other. But I remember that people in this particular role would always tell me this is what I needed to do. And I'd be like, oh, okay. But when God has something for you and He has ordered for you or the plans for you, He's going to finish what He started. Trust and believe me. He's God. He going to make a way. So what I'm saying is that was like my sister. I have a sister, same thing. She was in this role for many, many years, and she didn't think of advancing. We talked every day. She didn't even talk about this. And she was at a job that she was pretty miserable in, and she just was not happy there. But this one lady came to her and was like, have you ever thought about this? And a light bulb just went off of her head. And something just grabbed her, and she was like, you know what? This is what I want to do. And it took for that destiny helper to go along to push her. And something went off in her. And it just did it. And I'm not saying there was not hardships along the way. I'm going to tell you something, guys. There's going to be hardships whether you do something or not. So why don't you do something, positive and go the extra mile? Because darned if you do, darned if you don't, you're going to have troubles in this life. So I figure this way. People say, oh, this is so hard. But life is hard, period. Whether you're doing something, whether you're not doing nothing. You're going to have trials, whether you go further or whether you stay back. So you might as well just go further and have the trials and rather just sit there and do nothing and have the trials. That's how I see it. So don't think like that. When God has something for you to do, it's going to be accomplished. So I hope this encourages you. I hope that you know that God has put something on the inside of you that you might not even know that's there yet. But I want to tell you, be encouraged. Be encouraged. Because you can plan all you want, but ultimately it is God that is going to order all of your steps. There is hope for you, okay? There is hope. We are not here because God just wants us to be here doodling the earth. We're here because we all, each and every last one of us, has a purpose. Okay? So be blessed. And I hope, again, that this encouraged you.